Hey everybody, welcome to Gregsbeerreviews. Let's go see what's in the fridge today. Hello everybody, thanks for stopping by Gregsbeerreviews today. This should be a big treat. This is Hangar 24's craft brewery. They're out of Redlands, California. This is a great big 750 milliliter bottle of rye whiskey barrel aged barley wine. Parrish, my damn good brother out in California, sent me this many months ago, and I've been cellaring it for ever since I've got my hands on it. And Parrish, I apologize that some of the beers you sent me were big monster beers, and I chose to cellar them for a while. And congratulations, he did send me a note the other day saying he'd been busy and is engaged and all that. So I wish you all the luck in the world, my friend, and I appreciate the beers and all the stuff that you have sent me over the last year or two. The glass, the beers, the birthday gifts, the Christmas gifts. You are awesome, my friend. You are very awesome. Like I said, I wish you the best of luck in with your new fiance. I think that's what he told me, that he is engaged, and I wish nothing but happiness for you, my friend. So let's get on with this one. This is from Hangar 24, and they've done several different versions. This is number 4. From what I have read here, the 2012 was 13.8%, the 2013 was 12.4%, and this one, which is 2014, was at 11.2%, and that's what the bottle has here on the back. And that's what I'm getting from Rate Beer. Beer Advocate doesn't have it differentiated between years, and they have it listed at 13.8%, which was the 2012 edition. So they don't, and Rate Beer has it listed differently there. The different years have different ABVs. It started off pretty big, and they've mellowed it down a little bit each year. So this is the 2014 edition, barrel roll number 4. On the front it says here, Hammerhead. Barrel roll number 4, barley wine style ale aged in rye whiskey and bourbon barrels. That sounds delicious. That's awesome. Sounds awesome. And this is a great big bottle. Like I said, it's a 750 milliliter. Not a cheap beer, I'm sure. I'm sure this was a $15, $20, maybe even a $25 bottle of beer. So Parrish sends me some very nice beers. He really does. I am very appreciative. I cannot get Hangar 24 beers here. Most of the stuff he sends me I cannot get here. So awesome friend. Very awesome friend. Parrish, my friend. My craft beer brother. I do appreciate everything you've sent. I understand you've been tied up and you're in carrying on with your life. So I do appreciate everything you've sent me so far, my friend. Food pairings for this style of beer, guys. It says here, the food pairings of cheeses are sharp blue cheddar, your more pungent cheeses, Gorgonzola, Limburger, and real strong cheeses. And it says here, general, digestive, and dessert. All of your big beers like this are sippers, guys. 11.2%. This is something you want to sip on easy. Big bottle here. Definitely enough to share with at least 2 people, if not 3 or 4. Don't have 3 or 4 people here, but I do have my significant other, and I'm going to share the other half of this with her. Hangar 24 does some really tasty stuff. When you see Hangar 24 beers, and it's in these great big bottles, and it's been bourbon barrel or rye whiskey barrel or a combination. They've got rye whiskey and bourbon barrels on this, so I don't. They may have done two different transfers to this. I'm not sure. So. Final beer of the evening, a nice beer to pair with a nice Maduro wrapped cigar, which I probably will do. But we're going to get on with this one. Glass Rise Pint Becker, Nonic Tumbler, Nonic Snifter. I've got the glass that Paris sent me a while back. The Sovereign beer glass. Had quite a few people ask me about this glass. It is a superb glass, guys. The glass wall is very thick. You don't have to worry about breaking it as easy as you do some of the others. The Dogfish Head glass is very thin. The Rogue glass is very thin. Very thick walled glass. Very durable glass. And like I tell you guys all the time, I hand wash my glasses. I never put any of my beer glasses in the dishwasher. I never do. Never, 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 ever, ever, ever. You're just taking that chance of something banging up against them, or the high temperature of the dishwasher cracking the glass. So I don't put any of my beer glasses in the dishwasher. They are all hand washed and go back in the cabinet for the next review. And I only use this glass. I very rarely use this glass. Of course, I very rarely drink a beer like this as a go-to beer. I have beers that I buy locally, like the Bell's Two-Hearted Ale and Founder's Porter and Ranger and Hopsecutioner and some of the others that I can get readily available here in the 12-ounce bottles that fit my style, which is usually a fairly hoppy IPA or a nice porter or a nice stout. And I do enjoy all the other styles. The beers that are, I don't drink a lot of lagers. I really didn't. I drank lagers pretty much every day for 30 years, and the ales have a lot more taste to me. Some of the European style, the German lagers, have a lot of great taste, and they don't put a lot of adjuncts in their beers over there. They barley yeast, hops, and water, and that's all they put in. They don't put in a lot of rice or corn or any of that other stuff as fillers or any of that other stuff, guys. So the European guys do some really nice lagers. I will give them that. And here we are in the middle of November, so it's getting pretty chilly outside. So some of these bigger beers, like I told you a couple reviews ago, I'm thinning out the stock on some of the beers that I've been cellaring for quite a while, and I haven't had this one in a long time. I probably had it 6, 8, 10 months or so, but it's time to make room in the fridge up here for some of this in the fridge downstairs. I've downsized the little black fridge that y'all, your little dorm fridge y'all used to see. That fridge has been emptied, so I only have 2 fridges now. The one up here and I have one downstairs, and we're going to be thinning those beers out over the next several months. So let's get on with this one. This beer can be selling for a long time, being 11.2% barley wine, barrel aged. So there's nothing else we need to talk about, so it is time. Let's get the cage and the cork out of this and see what this one brings to the table. We did a barrel roll beer the other day. It was awesome. It was freaking awesome. Here we go. See what kind of pop we get on this. A nice, easy, gentle pop. And they filled it all the way up to here. That's the way it should be. You don't need this much head or head space. If you're going to pay $15, $20, $25 for 750 milliliter, you want to get your money's worth. You don't want a half a bottle. All right. I can smell it from here. I'm getting caramel and toffee and a little bit of bourbon from here, and I ain't got it up to my nose yet. Good finger of head over to the light. It is pretty dark, guys. A nice reddish brown color. That's a little more brown down here on the thin part of the glass, but in the big part here, I cannot see hardly any light. Little bit of light coming through here, but it's not clear. It's a fairly murky, dark beer, dark brown beer. Looks pretty good in the glass. A lot of bubbles streaming up, reinforcing the head. Let's get a nose on it. Big sweet malt nose on this. Caramel, toffee, hints of some dark fruit. Maybe some candied sugar. The bourbon is not off the chain, guys. So the whiskey, the rye whiskey is not off the chain. It's very, very, come together very well. But it does have, as most barley wines do, it has a big, sweet back end on this. And just slight hints of the alcohol. I'm surprised that it has that much alcohol on the nose. But the sweetness of it. And this one says it is, on the back of the label here, this is bottle number 1912 out of 7587. So they did 7,587 bottles of this particular batch, and this is 1912, bottle number 1912 out of that batch. Smells good. Let's give it a taste. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Paris, my brother. Cheers to you, my friend. Oh, man. That is so delicious. This is a sipper, guys. You don't spend $15, $20, $25 for a bottle of this and chug it down like a barbarian. I mean, it's somebody ought to slap the teeth out of your mouth if you do. A very nice beer to have with a big, bold dish dinner. Steaks, chops, roast beef, grilled meat. Something that has a lot of flavor to it to match up with the potency of this beer and the flavors that's coming out of this beer, or to have after dinner, as a digestive or an aperitif. This is the dessert in a glass, guys, and it is a sipper, like I said. Toffee, caramel, some darker fruit in there, plums, dates, figs, a little bit of spiciness in there, not much. And the whiskey or the bourbon barrel mix is very subdued. It's there. Hints of vanilla, a little bit of woodiness in there, maybe a little char. Wow. Awesome. Very delicious. Look at the lacing left on that glass. Wow. Very delicious. Hangar 24s, they really do some really tasty stuff. I wish I could get their beers here in Virginia. I would definitely buy these beers if I could get my hands on them here. So, well, it's right out of the fridge. Let me go find me a cigar to fire up and go with this, and then sip on it for about 35, 45 minutes, or maybe even a little longer, and pour her a glass, and we'll come back and do the final chug and grade on this one, guys. Definitely seems like an A beer right now. Let's let it warm up to room temperature and see where it ends up. I'll be right back. Alright, guys, I'm back. Got just a little left here. The other half loved this. I knew she would, just as well as I did. Very tasty. A lot of sweet malt. Hints of the whiskey rye and the bourbon, but it is not overpowering like a lot of the bourbon barrel aged stuff is. It is very subdued, very nice. The toffee and the caramel are standing out. Hints of vanilla. Very pleasant, very, very pleasant. Very nice beer to fire up a Maduro wrapped cigar to go with this, and I did. I went out and had a Maduro wrapped cigar out on the deck and sipped on this one for a while. It's getting kind of chilly out here. Tonight it's supposed to get down to about 35 degrees, and it's about 43, 45 degrees out there. So I had to put my coat on, and sit out there and sip on this one for a little while, then brought it back in and let it warm up to room temperature a little bit. It is very, very pleasant, guys. It is very, very nice. The caramel and the toffee is just exquisite. Easy for me to say, huh? 11.2% on this one, 2014 edition. Nice caramel malt. Nice sweetness. A lot of barley wines are sweet. This one is no exception. It is very sweet on the back end. The vanilla is there, but the barrels that they aged this in is very subdued. I don't know if they were first run barrels or what the deal is on the barrels they put this in, guys. It's the bourbon and the whiskey is very subdued, and that's the only thing I can say about this. Is the barrels that they use on this are very subdued. I don't think they were first run barrels. I really don't. So, final chug. Wow. Awesome lacing left on this glass. Guys, this is very, very tasty beer. I would buy this beer if I could get it here. It is an A beer, but I don't think it's quite to the 10 category because of the barrels that they've aged this in is very subdued. I would like to have a little bit more of the bourbon or whiskey, the rye whiskey barrel taste to this. So I don't think they're not either first run barrels or they didn't leave them in the barrels very long at all before they bottled this beer. So with that being said, 9 out of 10 for me on this one, guys. It is so close to a 10, it's not funny. If I was putting a numeric rating on this beer, guys, it would probably be a 98 or a 99. It's really, really close to being a 10. Really, really close. But I like to have, if I'm paying that much for a beer, and I'm sure this beer was not cheap for Paris to buy, I would like to see a little more influence of the barrels on the beer than what I'm getting on this bottle. So that's where I'm going to leave it. 9 out of 10 for me. 98 or 99 for me. And if you say, "Oh man, you're crazy, it's a 10," I won't argue with that. And if you will say, "Oh, it's a B beer," I will argue with that. I think it's an A beer. I think it's definitely in the 90s. So, upper 90s too. Over to Beer Advocate, they say 89 in a very good range. Yeah, I'm going to argue with that. I think it's definitely a lot better than an 89. Especially on this particular one that I've got here, the 2014 edition, 11.2%. But I would like to see a little more influence of the barrel aging than I'm getting on this bottle. And over to Rate Beer says overall 99 and 97 in a style. That's about where I would put it, guys. 98 or 99. Not quite to the 100s because I'm not getting the influence from the barrel aging that I think I should for this style of beer and this particular beer. So, if you've had this one from Hangar 24, the barrel roll number 4, 2014 edition, Hammerhead Barrel Aged Barley Wine. And according to the bottle, it says barley wine style aged in rye whiskey and bourbon barrels. Not rye whiskey barrels or bourbon barrels, rye whiskey and bourbon barrels. So I don't know if they transferred this from one barrel to the other before they bottled it or what's going on with this, but not getting that big bourbon or rye whiskey influence on this one. So to me, it seems like they're not first run barrels. They've already aged some beer in those barrels once before, or before anyway. And the influence of the barrels, other than the oakiness or the bourbonness, is not coming through as much as I think it should for something that's been aged in those barrels. So I don't think they use first run barrels for this. Just my opinion. May be wrong, but just my opinion. Well, if you had this one from Hangar 24, the barrel roll number 4, this is their Hammerhead Barrel Aged Barley Wine. Let me know what you think. I enjoyed it. I would buy it again, but I just don't think the barrel aging is coming through as much as it should. So, very nice beer though. Parrish, thanks again, brother. I do appreciate it. Congratulations once again on your life over there in California. I'm hoping to change my lifestyle here very quickly. I'm in Virginia, and I hope to be heading south to Florida before too long, and doing a lot of work here at the house, and hoping that it's going to pay off in the end when I put it on the market. So, with that being said, guys, if you had this one from Hangar 24, their number 4 barrel roll Hammerhead Barrel Aged Barley Wine, let me know what you think. I enjoyed it. I would buy it again. I would like to see a little more influences from the barrel aging though. Let's come on back tomorrow and see what's in the fridge. See you then.